Alright guys, in today's gaming news video, we have got some brand new information on the still very mysterious upcoming open world survival game called Sons of the Forest, which is the sequel to The Forest. We also have some new information on the upcoming co-op and PvP horror action game The Evil Dead, and an upcoming very interesting Viking building game. And finally, a brand new high-speed sci-fi action game by the name of Project DT. So without further ado, don't forget to drop a like on this video to give some support. And let's start right away. In 2018, developers Night debuted its open-world survival horror game The Forest with a bit more than $100,000 in its budget. That is really not a lot for a game that sold over 5 million copies and became one of the biggest sleeper hits in recent memory. Now Night is getting ready to do it once again with its next project, Sons of the Forest. Before just recently, what we knew of this sequel was almost non-existent, besides its two very cryptid thrillers that didn't offer much besides some small exciting look at the world. But we finally just got some new information on the game, which will definitely help clear some minds over what this project is all about and how it is different from the original. Now, all the new information comes from both the escapistmagazine.com and Farket on YouTube through interviews with the game's developers. So please make sure you check them out. The links to the interviews will be in the description below. So the Escapist magazine interview starts by asking if this is a direct sequel to the original or some kind of prequel. To which they replied, it is a sequel, but we can't go into much details as we want to avoid spoilers. It is an expansion on the type of visual storytelling we did in the first game. There will be very little dialogue and a focus on players uncovering the story versus being forced to sit through long cutscenes that takes you out of the gameplay. This sequel is all about being immersed in the world with the continuation of the story. The developers also confirmed the game's world is based on the Site 2 map, which is briefly glimpsed on a wall at the end of the first game. This time they've added dynamic seasons, which affect every part of the map. In winter, snow covers everything and it's very cold. In spring, maple leaves turn orange and fall from trees. In summer, salmon jump upstream and turtles lay eggs on the beach, for example. You can pick those up and use it for food and such. How to survive, what food sources you have, and the world visuals all change dynamically, giving a different experience as the seasons come and go, which will give a very unique experience each time. I'm already excited just for this season only. The developers go on to say, for the sequel we wanted to take the next step in what a survival game could be. Digging, as you could see in the trailer, is new, along with 3D printing to augment the crafting system, but beyond that we have attempted to refine and improve every system. Building is more satisfying and immersive, crafting is more visual, and guns and other non-lethal weapons add more interesting combat options that we haven't seen in the first one. We're also focused on the interactions between the inhabitants and this world you're exploring. You'll be able to have some kind of relationships with them, which also ties into the next answer the developers give. AI is the main focus of the new game. For Sons, we have created a new AI tool that we call Veil. This tool allows for the creation of some extremely complex behavior, and characters can now become afraid, tired, angry, hungry, thirsty, bored, and etc. And these feelings influence their decisions. We're really excited for the players to get a chance to experiment with the inhabitants. They also confirm Sons of the Forest exist in the same universe as The Forest, so they're bringing back a lot of the same themes and feel to this game. They'll be expanding on some of the ideas they introduced in The Forest and adding some new ones, which players should find unnerving. In addition to stealing logs, the new AI allows for much more coordinated attacks on your base and more interesting interactions. For instance, the AI can use zip lines to get into your base, they can steal resources from you, or may just want to torment you. They make decisions based on their individual objectives and experience, making them feel much more alive than in the first title. A small example is the woman in the trailer. You can try and have a little relation with her. You can try to have her like you, ignore her, scare her off, and how you interact with her is up to each player. The new world is about 4 or 5 times the size of the first game. They also go on to say that yes, Sons of the Forest will have the full multiplayer experience on launch, with co-op, which I'm really happy about. The game is coming in 2021. Next up, we have some new information on the upcoming Evil Dead game coming to last gen and current gen and also PC in 2021. The game will feature co-op and PvP action and looks to include not only Bruce Campbell's Ash but many other characters from the Evil Dead movies. Boss Team Games and Saber Interactive, who created the World War Z game, are behind this title. Now here is the new information we have on this project. For the first time ever, the Evil Dead universe comes together in one over-the-top experience starring boomstick brandishing, chainsaw wielding, or hero Ashley G. Williams. This project is a one-of-a-kind game that casts players against the forces of evil that have been unleashed from the Necromonicon Ex Mortis, with sights and sounds inspired by all the films. You'll be able to work together as a team of 4 survivors, exploring the environment and locations, looting places, crafting all kinds of things like weapons, also managing your fear, and finding key artifacts to seal the breach between worlds. You'll also be able to fully take control of the powerful Kandarian demon to hunt Ash and his friends while possessing deadites, the environment itself, and even the survivors themselves as you seek to swallow their souls. Plenty of surprises await in this gore-filled battle against evil that captures the character, horror, humor, and action from the franchise. Battle across memorable locations, including the infamous cabin in the woods, brought to life with tons of terrifying visuals and all new dialogue from Bruce Campbell. Discover more than 25 weapons, including Ash Gauntlet, Boomstick, and Chainsaw, and advance in a variety of skill trees to grow stronger and survive in this fun co-op and PvP experience. Let me know if you guys are excited for this game. Strategy Viking game, and I love it. Here's the game's description. The Viking Age, uncertain times for Europeans when the Norsemen started a large-scale conquest campaign throughout Europe to broaden their territories. In this game, you'll become one of the leaders of one such group, and after pillaging a small village, you and your Viking brothers decided to settle down and build your own settlement on top of the ashes. Viking City Builder is a classical city building game with elements of a real-time strategy sparked on top. Make a new place to live for your Viking brothers and sisters. Build homes, longhouses, boating houses, ritual houses, and many more constructions from the era. Send your people to work or hunt for food in the wilderness. And don't forget about the Viking fortresses, as you may need a sturdy army to follow your orders when the Europeans come to take back what's originally theirs. Your fierce warriors will also come in handy when your settlement will run low on resources. You can send them to pillage some more, prey on the weak, and steal their goods. And you will also go to war against other armies to defend your home. The game features stellar graphics powered by the Unreal Engine. It's also the first strategy game that uses ray tracing to enhance the visuals. The northern world has never looked this gorgeous. You'll finally be able to take on adventure and sail through the seas and rivers as you'd like to find new places and also, of course, villages to siege. Finally, we have a new upcoming high-speed sci-fi action game that is looking heavily inspired by Metal Gear Solid and Nier Automata. Chinese video game studio Digital Sky has announced this game just today, and it will be coming to the western part of the world, which is in America. Digital Sky is currently hiring developers to work on the game. The list of open jobs include level planners, scenario writers, 3D scene modelers, 2D animation designers, concept designers, and Unreal Engine 4 client engineers. The developer has worked on Dragon Ball Z and Tokyo Ghoul mobile games for Bandai Namco in the past, which were really appreciated games. Project DT is still in heavy development as we speak, but we can still see some pretty important features that will be in the game, such as an on-screen letter rank, showing to us that Project DT is definitely a game you want to have massive combos against the many enemies out there. As of the first trailer and gameplay, the player is focused on melee combat as opposed to any kind of weaponry, and is fighting little NPC enemies here and there, as well as a huge boss battle with a mech. Alright guys, that is all the gaming news we have for today's video. Make sure you guys drop a like if you'd like to see more of this on the channel, and of course subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks to Space Beer Gaming, Rush Shingbati, I Am Legend, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Rickno23, and Kianzo Fagari for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents a month. It'll help me and the channel as a whole to make more and better videos.
Ci sono cose che non si